Men in Black is a series about a lovable duo of super secret agents who heroically save the world from otherworldly threats unbeknownst to the public. At least, that's what the movies want you to get out of it. Hey, I'm Stephan Krosecz, and this is a video about the dudes in dark colors, the Men in Black. Before we begin, Men in Black, the first movie, is a modern classic, and it's great, and the score is severely underrated and really good, and I really like it. Men in Black 2 is, no. Men in Black 3 is okay. Just okay. So, are the Men in Black the good guys? According to the movies, yes. According to me, let's discuss. The basic premise of Men in Black is that they're a super secret organization that deals with extraterrestrial beings. They maintain the secrecy by using special devices called neuralizers, which do a camera flash and they wipe your memory, and then through what amounts to a form of hypnotic suggestion, they implant new ones. Now, the reason for the secrecy is established in the first film through this just great piece of dialogue.
Well, why the big secret? People are smart, they can handle it.
The person is smart, people are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it.
And while I can get behind the logic that mom mentality would create a problem if the existence of aliens were revealed, there are some important details here that we can infer. First of all, in order to keep this stuff secret, that means even government organizations are kept in the dark about this.
I never heard of Division 6.
Really?
Meaning that there is absolutely no oversight for the Men in Black. They're mostly self-funded too. They make all their money off of tech from aliens that they patent and then release into the public, over time. They sort of dole it out. This essentially means that they are a self-funded, clandestine organization with zero accountability to anybody. These people handle issues of interplanetary disputes and diplomacy, and as far as I can tell, no one is specifically a diplomatic agent for the Men in Black. They're just agents, at least in the films. And frankly, it takes a lot more than just a gun and a little
I'm Special Agent Mannheim
in order to handle issues of diplomacy with other cultures. The Men in Black have made themselves the sole arbiters of these sorts of issues, but based on the first film, all they hire are soldiers, Air Force pilots, cops, all that stuff. And not that any of those people can't handle diplomacy, but let's be honest. Do we think every single one of those guys was trained in diplomacy? Probably not. Though to be fair, at the end of the first film, they also reveal that they also hire medical examiners. Still not diplomats, so. Also, there's this huge nugget of information. The Men in Black withhold information that could literally save lives. So Men in Black, as I've talked about before, they know what technology is going to come out in the future because they're actively withholding that technology and releasing it in little bite-sized chunks for the public.
It's gonna replace CDs soon.
It's not a perfect movie. It doesn't hold up in every aspect, but yeah, they know what technology is going to be released into the public. And for luxury items, that really doesn't matter. Who cares? Oh no, it takes a few more years to get an iPad. Who gives a shit, right? But when it comes to medical technology, which they almost definitely also have, they're also withholding that. That's technology that could save lives that they are actively keeping from the public for their own gain. Now you could argue this is part of what the Men in Black's mission statement is. They are gradually helping humanity over time by doling this stuff out and not making too many waves and freaking people out. And that's fine, but there's also another reason they might be withholding this tech. So think about it, the entire idea is that nobody's gonna believe somebody if they say, oh man, a couple of guys with black suits, they walked in and they wiped everybody's memory with a little rod that does a camera flash. No one's gonna believe that, that's not possible. But what if all the tech that makes the neuralizer actually possible in that world were released in whatever form throughout the tech world? Well, suddenly the neuralizer's not impossible. Someone's gonna figure that out. And then suddenly, those stories aren't that crazy anymore. And then the Men in Black have to be held accountable for their actions because people can probably learn how to counteract having their memories wiped by a neuralizer, which means they can't be in complete secret anymore. Now, before you head down to the comments and tell me how I'm thinking too hard about movies, why don't I just shut up, shut my brain off, and enjoy a movie? Well, before you start talking about all that, there's something that agrees with me on this, and that is the actual comic book that the movies are based on. I didn't even realize this until I decided to Google it after I started making this and realized that, oh, the comic is actually validating every single thing I'm saying here. The comics differ from the movies in a few ways. One big one being that they also handle paranormal activities. Like the movie Paranormal Activities. It's a movie about ghosts as well as aliens. The comics also have a character named X, like besides K and J. They're in the comics, but X is also there as well. And he's a guy who goes rogue. Why? Well, because they specifically keep all this stuff a secret so that they can use all these resources that they have to manipulate the world. So they're like the Illuminati, basically, in the comics. So the comics agree with me. That means I'm right. Appeal to authority wins. The animated show also touched on this in its own way with a character called Alpha. Now, I haven't watched the animated show, like rewatched it, and I don't remember much about it as a kid. But from what I've been told and seen, a character named Alpha realizes like, hey, you guys could cure cancer and you don't. You're a bunch of assholes. And he goes rogue, and he trained K or something. I don't know the whole story, but the anime series also criticizes the Men in Black for all the reasons I laid out. I just got confirmation he is K's mentor, so.
I watched the cartoon.
He watched the cartoon. I think you can hear that in the mic. We'll see. Now, being perfectly fair, the film does try to lampshade this, specifically with the character of Jay, who is very empathetic and nice to people. Remember that scene where he helps this woman be empowered?
He never appreciated you anyway. In fact, you kicked him out.
You go, man, empowering this woman with hypnosis. That's empowerment, right? We're gonna call that empowerment. And all of that is meant to offset the authoritarian vibe that's going on, but unfortunately, whether they like it or not, the underlying narrative is still there. But hey, Will Smith's gonna rap about it, so it's cool, right? We're good. Here come Men in Black to trample on your unalienable rights. Unalienable. Jokes. So to sum up, what we have here is an adaptation that tries to just like scrape away all the edges of the source material in order to make a fun summer blockbuster film. And in successfully doing so, they accidentally furthered the narrative that we should just blindly trust people in authority to do the right thing with as much power as they need to get the job done because they're good people and they're always gonna do the right thing. And history shows us that that isn't true. So, yeah. Men in Black's still a good movie though, so don't get that twisted. It's a great movie, but also we should think critically about media we like, especially when we like it, so that we know what's going on in it. Is that the point? There might not be a point. I might just be talking about the Men in Black for X minutes. So seeing as we're on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. No! I need to tell them about the bell icon! How will they know how to hit the bell?
So what, we don't have labs now?
Hi there, I'm Cousin Echo of TeamFourStar, and we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, we're actually thinking about making more of these in between our bigger projects. So if you did like it, maybe go down there and give it a like. And if you didn't, I mean, no reason to give it a thumbs down.
No, actually, it's cool if they give it a thumbs down.
What?
Yeah, no, it's actually good for the video if they do.
Disliking a video is good for the analytics now too?
It's always been good for the analytics. Any kind of interaction with the channel is considered good to YouTube.
No wonder YouTube's going to shit. Well, yeah, so if you liked the video, thank you so much, and maybe you'll see more in the future. Bye!